Jonah is remembered as the prophet who ran from God, survived a great fish, and finally warned Nineveh. The city repented. God spared it. That should have been the perfect ending. Instead, Jonah became so angry that he said he would rather die. Why would a prophet hate the success of his own message? Jonah gives one answer. He says he fled because he already knew God was gracious, compassionate, and willing to relent from judgment. Jonah was not afraid his mission would fail. He was afraid mercy would work. But why was Nineveh's survival so unbearable? The text calls Nineveh wicked, but it does not describe Jonah's private thoughts. One possible answer appears when Nineveh is placed back inside Israel's world. Nineveh belonged to Assyria, the empire that became one of the most feared powers of the ancient Near East. Assyrian kings expanded through war, tribute, deportation, and public displays of conquered enemies. The northern kingdom of Israel would eventually be destroyed by Assyria. The book never says Jonah knew that future. Nineveh did not become Assyria's greatest capital until later, so the theory must remain cautious. Still, the name Jonah in the story is son of Amittai, the same name given to a prophet in 2 Kings during the reign of Jeroboam II. That Jonah had announced the restoration of Israel's borders. He was not introduced as a detached outsider. He was connected to Israel's recovery and national strength. So what if Jonah saw Nineveh's destruction as protection for his own people? From that perspective, God's mercy could look dangerous. A spared enemy might recover. A forgiven city might become powerful again. The people celebrating today could threaten Israel tomorrow. Jonah may not have hated mercy in the abstract. He may have hated mercy when it benefited a nation he believed deserved judgment. That would explain something strange. Jonah does not accuse Nineveh of pretending to repent. He does not argue that the people are still evil. His complaint is about God's character. He knew God might forgive them, and that was exactly what he wanted to prevent. But this interpretation faces a serious limit. The book never says Jonah feared an Assyrian invasion. It never says he was protecting Israel. Turning him into a prophet who could foresee Nineveh's future violence goes beyond the text. There is another motive inside the story itself. Jonah had announced that Nineveh would be overturned. When judgment did not come, his public warning appeared to fail. Mercy may have wounded his pride, his authority, or his need to see his words confirmed. Then God gives Jonah a plant. Jonah becomes deeply attached to its shade. When the plant dies, he mourns it. Then God compares Jonah's concern for one plant with God's concern for an enormous city filled with people who do not understand the danger they're in. The contrast is brutal. Jonah wanted compassion for himself when he was drowning. He welcomed rescue when he was trapped. He valued mercy when he needed it. But when mercy reached his enemies, he called it wrong. The book never tells us whether Jonah changed his mind. It ends with God asking a question, leaving Jonah and the reader to answer it. Was Jonah angry because Nineveh might one day threaten Israel? It is possible, but unproven. What is certain is that Jonah preferred a destroyed enemy to a forgiven one. Perhaps his anger came from fear, national loyalty, wounded pride, or all three. But the final question is larger than Jonah. Is mercy still good when it saves the people we believe should never receive it?